Hello everybody, Abed's brother here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the performance of Mass Effect Andromeda on my Intel Arc A770. I am running the 4514 drivers, so let's get started. I am running the EA Play only version of the game. Back when I was getting into running games on Linux, I found that the whole Steam integration, you know, where you launch a game on Steam and it opens a secondary launcher, and then that opens, and then you launch the game launches through the secondary launcher. That had issues working on Linux, and just to simplify matters, I purchased a bunch of different games on their original platforms, not through Steam. So, 3440, 1440, VSync is off. Graphics settings. This is custom settings because I found this game to be kind of problematic. And you can see we've kind of got it going on right now. Like, why is my CPU at 100%? I will say I'm running a high ambient today, so if temperatures seem a little high, that's why. We're in the middle of summer here, and my air conditioning broke last night, so have to live like a normal person. None of this first world air conditioning everywhere. I'm good. I actually lived, one time I lived 3 years without air conditioning. And that was in a place where it regularly got to 90 degrees in the summer with 95% humidity. Or 90% humidity. It was one of those hot, sticky places. It's kind of gross, actually. And that like changed something in my physiognomy. Now I'm like completely good with heat up to about 85 degrees. I'm just like super chill. You see, we're still sitting at 100% CPU. I've noticed this with a couple of Frostbite games. So I'm probably going to edit this out. I'm just going to stand here for a minute and see if the CPU usage goes out. And when we come back, I'll put a time on the screen of just how long it took for the CPU to go down. Alright, it looks like it's gone down. I don't know what that was about. Problem is, if I start playing the game before the CPU usage goes down, it's going to stutter and generally not do very well. And I am planning to fast travel a bit. I don't have everything unlocked in this save. You know, like I played this partway through to get to this point. Obviously, the weather has cleared on this planet. There's a bit in the beginning where you can't go around until the weather conditions change. Obviously that has happened, but I don't think I've unlocked some of the later planets. So we just have this planet. We can go to the Nexus. Obviously that's unlocked. Once the CPU usage thing disappears, it actually runs pretty well. The only other Frostbite game I've... Oh, how does the Nomad get here? The heck? And there are people that say, oh, Mass Effect Andromeda, I play it fine with no bugs whatsoever. Sure, dude. Sure, dude, whatever you say. Leaving mission area, really? Okay, well this is not the video I intended to make, but it's the one that I've got. Can I get out of here? This is not the way I was gonna do this at all. Well, we made it out. Wow. So anyway, here we are. I've even forgotten the name of this planet. It's been years since I played Mass Effect Andromeda. at all regularly. Okay, I saw a cat offload down below. Okay, let's do some combat. We might not get another chance. We got a lot of enemies here. Nice.
Looks like the Scourge got to this remnant.
What is the... Oh, okay, it's middle mouse button. It's so weird. Got Ezo. There's still one more, I thought. Yeah, there is. Where is it? We got a chest here. I guess that last enemy disappeared? No, it's over here. Oh, wildlife.
Enemies!
And he cloaked. Oh, okay. He died. He just did not change animation. Alright, back to the Nomad. I'm trying to remember the name of this planet. I feel like I should know it. It's not Havarl. It's not Vold. Vold is the ice planet. Is this Eos? I'm confused because Eos was is the name of a region. It's the name of a region in Red Faction Guerrilla, and I just recorded a video of Red Faction Guerrilla. Alright, what is it? Is it... There's the all-wheel drive, okay. Mass Effect Andromeda. Everybody complained about how bad this game was. Let me tell you, it does fall short compared to other BioWare games up to this point. But, it's a masterpiece. In storytelling, it's a masterpiece of storytelling compared to Anthem. Though Anthem had way better gameplay. Anthem actually displays the same CPU issue on startup, and it never goes away. I wandered around the main base of Anthem for like 15 minutes, just waiting to see if the CPU usage would go down. It never did. Alright, let's reboard the Tempest here. I remember the best part of Mass Effect Andromeda was with Vetra. Vetra's loyalty mission. I remember when I was playing that, it was with her sister, right? It was on a mining, on a moon, and it was, outside it was like low gravity, and inside was all, it was like a mining facility or whatever. I remember...
Liam's looking for you.
I remember really enjoying that mission. It felt like I was back in the old Mass Effect universe. But I think that's also just because Vetra is just... I remember she's like very well written. Lexi's pretty good too. So, generally pretty good. You know, there are a few spots. We're going to go down into the hold where the Tempest is kept stored. There are a few spots where there's some longer draw distance and performance drops, and I don't really know why. Like right here. This is always the worst spot. But it's pretty good here. So it took me a bit to figure out these custom settings. But textures are ultra, SSAO is on, that makes a big difference. Lighting quality makes a big difference in this game as well. So it's mostly high. It's mostly high. But the game looks really good when you turn the lighting up. The lighting is a big one. Sometimes, you know, play this game and you're like, oh, what could have been kind of thing, right? Let's see, do we have 2 Korras in here? I remember seeing that once. I've seen 2 Korras and 2 Drax. The Korras was actually in my playthrough. Like, I think I finished her loyalty mission. And that ends with you in here talking to her. And then Ryder turns around and there's another one of her that had spawned in here. Yeah, we drop a little bit. We got a little drop. It's not 100%. See, we're down to 86%. It's generally pretty good, though. So where else shall we go? See, I don't think I've unlocked everything. I don't really want to run a mission here. Let's go zoom out. Yeah, it is EOS. Okay. Oh, I did unlock Havarl. Okay, I guess I was further along in the story than I thought. I didn't think... Oh, I haven't unlocked Vold yet. That's where I am. Let's go to the Nexus. I really wish I could go to that jungle planet, but... That one, I don't know if it'd be as bad as I suspect, just because, yes, there's a lot of jungle foliage, but because of that, the view is obscured. It's obscured, and there probably is not a lot of draw distance. Let's go to the Nexus. And no, I'm not going to skip this. Let's just let it play out. I know what they were going for with this approach to each planet like this, but I'm glad they added the skip button in a patch. Like, they wanted to create this feeling that you're actually on the ship and you're exploring all these planets and everything, and I get that, but when you've got, what, 50, 70 planets that you got to explore, and I mean not actually land on and explore, but that you can click on and have an approach with your ship, even if you're just going to then scan the planet and move on. Doing that whole, you know, fly-in animation as you approach the planet becomes incredibly tedious. Okay, here we are on the Nexus. Just have to wait for that CPU thing right when you start it up. It does not always resolve itself. It did in Mass Effect Andromeda, I think, because it's a single-player game. Anthem, which I said, you know, the CPU goes to 100%, being a multiplayer game, must have something with the online connection. The CPU never tapers off. It's basically always at 100% utilization. And that hurts the frame rate, because the frame rate's actually pretty smooth here. I mean, you see there, it's not a perfectly flat frame time graph there, not like it was in Rage 2. But if I were playing this, I would be, I'd be locking the frame rate to 60, and then everything would be fine, pretty much. I mean, if you get a ton of effects on screen, frame rate's probably going to dip to the low 50s, upper 40s for sure. But no, I'd say this one's pretty good. Now, I have tested Mass Effect Legendary Edition as well. I might do a video on that. The thing about Mass Effect Legendary Edition is that it's even remastered, it's an older game, and it's not as demanding. So, Intel, the ARC card does have the same issues in the Legendary Edition that it has in many other games with dropped frames with long draw distances. But because it's an older game and not as demanding, when it drops frames, it's dropping from like 90 to 70, not from 60 to 40. So if you're trying to play at 60 FPS, like I usually do, not really an issue. Not really an issue at all. Okay, where's the transit? Here's the transit. Where shall we go? Well, let's go to operations.
The human Pathfinder has died. Alec Ryder was killed after touching down on Habitat 7 in the Erickson.
And if you're wondering, this is installed on my M.2 drive. Just so there is no doubt whatsoever about how this game runs or doesn't run. We get some long draw distance here. Let's run here and then turn around. You know what? You know, I'm not a big person for ray tracing per se, but I bet this game would look incredible with ray tracing. You know, it looked like the Star Trek movie in 2009. Crank up that lens flare kind of thing. Because there are lights everywhere. And Drac is visiting Kesh. You know, everybody says, oh, this isn't on the level of the Mass Effect trilogy, and I agree, but you can still see they knew how to build a Mass Effect experience. It was just kind of, I don't know, like they tried to do too much. They couldn't deliver on their vision, so then they had to scale it back, and they left us with like a partial shell of what people wanted. Tan's office. Yeah, okay, well, that's kind of the quick tour of Mass Effect Andromeda on my Intel Arc A770. Once you get past that opening CPU spike, it runs really well, and doesn't seem like it's... Let's go back to docking bay. Doesn't seem like there's anything untoward or unusual that I've encountered. So yeah, definitely if you have Intel Arc and you're looking for a game to play and you don't mind big open worlds with a lot of collectibles and puzzles and exploration, yeah, definitely give Mass Effect Andromeda a look. It discounts pretty cheaply these days too. Hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.